name's Tony Roberts. I come from Cape Town, South Africa. I have junctional epidermolysis bullosa, and a couple of years back, we founded debra South Africa. I'm one of the founding members and the current chairman, and we are a small organization that works to help people in our country who have epidermolysis bullosa. Despite the challenges of 2020, I would say what I'm most proud of as a patient leader or as just a member of debra South Africa is how our country and our members have managed to juggle all the different aspects of their lives and still have the capacity to reach out and help each other. Our country is a third world country. We don't get a lot of assistance from our government, and pretty much each family is trying to just make it on their own in terms of looking after themselves and their rare disease. And so the fact that we were still able to check in on each other and reach out to each other in a time when the whole world had turned upside down, I think that was one of the proudest things, that our South African members still had the capacity and the heart to do that sort of thing. So last year we were super excited to receive the GlobalSkin Member Impact Fund. This was super exciting for us because it came at quite a good time. In South Africa, our members are super widely spread. We also struggle managing different socioeconomic situations. And so we have quite a large divide between what our members are able to afford and aren't able to afford. And so that's kind of a rather large challenge of ours from the get-go. Our biggest aim is to serve our members in a very inclusive way. The Member Impact Fund would impact our EB community in a super great way in terms of making everyone feel included and welcome and reaching each member at the point of their need. We have recently sort of done a bit of a name change and a board change and a sort of new face. And so this Impact Fund will mean that we're able to put funding that wasn't otherwise available to us towards rechanging things and reconnecting with our members. Wow. So if I have to think about what me and debra South Africa would like to achieve in the future, I have 1,000 answers swimming around in my head. So for now, when we're starting off with this name change and sort of starting as a little bit of a refresh, we would like to look at what our focus is in terms of our members. For the most part, we have been focusing on newborns in our country. That seems to have been the biggest time taker. We have a bit of a divide in that we have a few older patients who have EB and they are totally managing and they don't need much assistance and they don't reach out too much. They're totally okay. And then on the other side of the spectrum, we have newborn babies with epidermolysis bullosa that are in super dire conditions. And so we're like first responders and we kind of rush to the hospital that the particular baby's at, and they're usually managed by a team that have never seen EB before. And so we felt that over the past years, our main focus and sort of like almost like an energy sapper has been putting out fires of trying to get to these hospitals and try rescue these babies that have been sort of brought into the world and looked after by medical teams that don't have much information around EB. And so with us having a quiet year last year and having the time to think about where we're dividing our energy and stuff, it's given us sort of a new insight into how we can divide our focuses. And so there's a lot of things that we'd like to do in terms of reaching all the different ages of people with EB in South Africa. And by all, I mean, we have a tiny community of people with EB. But yeah, it would just be focusing on how we can serve the different ages and no longer be putting sort of 90% of our energy into newborns and trying to rescue situations. Wow. how can GlobalSkin support me and Debra South Africa going forward? It's quite crazy. I can't think of anything more that GlobalSkin could do for us. I feel like whenever I'm a little bit stuck on, you know, what our organization could be doing better, or I feel like we're in a bit of a rut, something's not working, I go to the GlobalSkin website and look at all the different materials they have, and even reach out to some of the organizations and other patient organizations that we've met on the 2 conferences we've attended. Some of those relationships have been super, super incredible in terms of how GlobalSkin has connected us. And instead of reinventing the wheel, I can just phone up another patient leader and say, hey, how did you do this? Or, you know, this is definitely not working for us. So it's those incredible connections that we've been able to make on these different conferences through GlobalSkin that have been super, super valuable to us. And yeah, the website is just an absolute gem of a portal of information. And I also know that if there's anything I was, you know, if I'd be looking for something and didn't find it, I just know that if I popped an email, there'd be someone super friendly on the other side to assist, to connect, to advise. And so, yeah, I can't think of anything else that GlobalSkin could be doing, but I think that that's such a good place to be, that they're doing so much for us, and it's such a good space of support, that what more could they do, or what could they support us doing forward? They could just keep doing what they're doing because it's perfect.